We're exactly 24 hours away from Super Bowl 58. So let's rank the top 10 players in this year's Super Bowl. Now, starting at number 10, maybe a little controversial, but I think the better receiver in this position is Brandon Aiyuk. Now, I have Brandon Aiyuk at number 10. Him and Debo are arguable. Will Debo be on the top of the list? Will he fall short? But at 10, I got Brandon Aiyuk. I think what he's been able to do for this Niners team, the connection he has with Brock Purdy, he's been a stud for the Niners this year. When McCaffrey hasn't been able to get going that great, Aiyuk's right there. And Kittle's blocking, Aiyuk's right there. When Debo was hurt, Aiyuk's right there. He's been consistent for this team, and that's why Brandon Aiyuk is number 10 on my list. Now, number 9, we're flipping over to the Kansas City Chiefs for their first guy on this list. At number 9 on the defensive side, might be a surprise to some of you, but it's Trent McDuffy. Trent McDuffy has been phenomenal this year. He was selected to the All-Pro in the NFL, has not allowed that many touchdowns. I don't even think he's allowed a single touchdown in some aspects of the game. Trent McDuffy, phenomenal ball player for the Chiefs defensively, and with Steve Spagnuolo's defense, Trent McDuffy on this list for the Chiefs, one of 2 defensive players for the Chiefs. Trent McDuffy falls to number 9 on my top 10 players in Super Bowl 58. Number 8, we talked about him with number 10, and that is George Kittle of the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers' second guy on this list comes in number 8, and that is their tight end, George Kittle. George Kittle is the second best tight end in the league, some may argue. Now, what goes unnoticed is his blocking. He is not only a good pass catcher and good at helping out his team catching the ball down the field and getting yards after the catch, but what he does in the run game is highly underrated. He is the best blocking tight end in the league, and that is no doubt. He is undoubtedly the best blocking tight end in the league. What he's able to do on the edge for Christian McCaffrey opposite Trent Williams on the offensive line is just phenomenal. George Kittle, you put him on the opposite side, great. If you put him next to Trent Williams, oh my God, even better. But the holes this Niners offense just lets up is because of not only the offensive line, but George Kittle as well. And when he's asked to catch the ball, that's exactly what he does. George Kittle 100% deserves to be on this list, and he is number 8. Number 7, another guy who some may argue could be higher, could be lower. That is linebacker from the San Francisco 49ers. It's Fred Warner. Fred Warner, one of the best linebackers in the NFL completely. He's outstanding. He is at the helm of this defense for the San Francisco 49ers on that second level. And it's just great what he does for this team. It's great what he does for the position. Fred Warner 100% deserves to be on this list. What he's able to do, the hard hits that he makes, the tackles that he makes, the turnovers that he forces. Fred Warner is a force to be reckoned with, and that is why he is on my list. Number 7, let me know what you guys think about that. Number 6, going to the Chiefs and their second defensive player on this list, and that is Chris Jones. Come on, Chris Jones is on this list. We saw week 1, he wasn't on the field, and they got embarrassed by Detroit. And Chris Jones, when he's on the field, it is a huge difference, not only for what he does on the field, but his leadership off the field as well. Chris Jones just is a great leader on this team, especially on the defense. He is their leader on the defense, and Chris Jones, contract talks have been brewing, but if this is his last year, he's going to make it count with the Chiefs. And Chris Jones, a force to be reckoned with for years and years on end here, right in the middle. He just dominates the defensive line, gets through the offensive line, just unbelievable in the run game and in the pass game, causes the pressure, gets to the quarterback, sacks the quarterback, he stuffs the run. Chris Jones can do it all on the D tackle position, whether it's stopping the run, whether it's stopping the pass, whether it's getting pressure to the quarterback. Chris Jones can do it all. A very disruptive part on the defense for the Chiefs, and that is why he is on my list at number 6. Now, coming into the top 5, this is where it could get a little tricky because everyone's going to have these guys in different orders. But this is my list at the end of the day. Let me know in the comments your list. But let's get into our top 5. And starting off at number 5, that's Trent Williams. Yes, this might come as a surprise to many, but Trent Williams, I have at number 5. I talked about it before when I talked about George Kittle, but what Trent Williams does on the offensive line is just phenomenal. One of the best tackles in the league. I can argue a few other guys, but not many. There's only one or two guys that you can argue are in that conversation with Trent Williams. He's kind of in a league of his own, and what he does for this Niners team is why Christian McCaffrey is so successful. It all comes down to Trent Williams and what he's able to do. Blocking in the run game. He holds up in the pass game for Purdy to make his short throws, for his receivers to take all the way. Just phenomenal offensive lineman. Trent Williams definitely made the list. He's at 5. Didn't get into the top 3, but he's just outside within that top 5 range. Next, just missing the top 3, in my opinion, at number 4, is defensive end Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa is one of the best defensive players in the league, period. I can name maybe 5 guys better than him, but not many. Nick Bosa is going to be in that conversation. He's already in the conversation of whether or not he's better than his brother, Joey Bosa, who's been in the league for multiple years. And Nick Bosa is undoubtedly going to be argued whether or not he's better than his brother already at such a young age. He's still relatively young coming in the league, and Nick Bosa definitely has a lot left in the tank. What he does, disrupting everything. Same thing that I talked about Chris Jones. It's Nick Bosa, but Nick Bosa times 2. Nick Bosa does more. He's on the edge. He can cut inside. He goes to the outside. He has the spin moves. He has the techniques. And he just disrupts everything. He's a guy you need to know where he is at all times. You got to double team him. You got to make sure you got a guy on him. And not only him and his stats and what he does, but because of the double teams, because of the attention he gets, he opens up the line for Eric Armstead, for Dre Greenlaw, for Javon Hargrave, for Chase Young, who they added earlier in the year. Nick Bosa not only gets the stats for himself and gets pressure by himself, but then he opens up lanes for the guys on the defensive line to get to the quarterback himself. He's at number 4, just missing the top 3, but I think his talent definitely puts him at the number 4 spot. Now coming in to our top 3. This player is going to go down as one of the best at his position. Now, some may argue he's the best of all time at his position. Some may argue that he's right around that number 2 spot, number 3 spot. But he's definitely in the top 5, that's undoubtedly. He's coming into that top 3 range, and there's really no question about it, especially if they get this win. It is the 3rd Kansas City Chief on this list. Only 3 of 4. There's 6 Niners and there's 4 Chiefs. So only 1 Niner and 1 Chief remaining at the 1 and 2 spot. But at number 3 is tight end Travis Kelce. Now, I know he's been getting a lot of hate this year, but let's put all that aside. What Travis Kelce does on the field is he's in a league of his own. It's Travis Kelce and then it's the other tight ends. Whatever order you want to put those guys in, no one is at Travis Kelce's level. The George Kittle on Travis Kelce's level can just stop. No one is as good as Travis Kelce. Some may argue it's because he has Patrick Mahomes, and, that might be true. But what Kelce does on the field, love him or hate him, is truly remarkable to watch. We are in the presence of one of the greatest of all time. Growing up watching Antonio Gates and Jason Witten and guys like that, to now seeing Travis Kelce and what he does, seeing these other young guys come up and fight and battle, Travis Kelce just breaks all of them. Him and Mahomes just set the most touchdowns in the playoffs record. Travis Kelce setting records of his own in the playoffs, in the regular season. Wherever you look at it, Travis Kelce's name's up there. Regardless of what you may think of him because of Taylor Swift this year, Travis Kelce on the field will go down as one of the greatest tight ends of all time. And he is definitely on this list. He is definitely in the top 3. Could I have moved him up a little? Yes, but Travis Kelce deserves to be in this top 3 spot. And that is why I have him at 3. But at number 2, this guy is just phenomenal. What he does on every aspect of the field is incredible to watch. Christian McCaffrey joins the team just last year, and in the short time he's been on the Niners, just brought them to that big of a next step, to that next level. What he does in the run game is truly phenomenal. Watching him play is phenomenal to watch. Him in the receiving game is just an addition to what he does on the field. It is remarkable to watch, and seeing McCaffrey from his Panther days and doing what he did there to now bringing it to a better team in the San Francisco 49ers and watching him get over 2,000 yards this year was just remarkable. Now, I am not a Niner fan. I am not a Niner supporter. You can ask anybody I talk to. I don't like this team for multiple reasons, but I respect the hell out of these players, and Christian McCaffrey 100% deserves to be on this list. One of the few players on this team that I enjoy watching. McCaffrey, gotta give him his credit. He's at number 2, but he's just not at that one spot. I can't do it. As much as it pains me, number 1's Patrick Mahomes. And, he's got that Tom Brady, you love to hate him, because he has the refs on his side, and they're that new legacy. And it looks like the Patriots just handed it to the Chiefs. They have that same thing, that one of the greatest coaches of all time, with one of the greatest quarterbacks, with one of the greatest tight ends. It went from Belichick, Brady to Gronk to now Reed, Mahomes, and Kelce. And Patrick Mahomes, what he does on the field is extraordinary. And it's nothing less than that. It's nothing less than amazing what he does on the field. Love him or hate him, you gotta give him credit. You gotta give him respect. He is a true talent on the field. One of one. Between the no-look passes that get overhyped, to the scrambling, to the ability outside the pocket, the ability by the sideline to make plays and extend plays, to the ability to stand in the pocket and take these hits where he gets calls, but still to take a hit, make a throw down the field, find your guys, and to fight with these receivers who aren't great receivers. He's with rookies. Rashee Rice, rookie. Travis Kelce, who is basically his main guy, but Mecole Hardman, who they had to bring back. And, they have other rookies who have been hurt, like Sky Moore. Sky Moore's been hurt for multiple weeks now. And still, what the Chiefs have done, I bet on them. I bet against them every week in the playoffs, and yet picking against them was the wrong choice. It was always the Chiefs. It was never anyone else. Picking Buffalo, mistake. Picking Miami, mistake. Every team I picked to beat the Chiefs couldn't get it done. The Ravens couldn't even get it done. And just Mahomes owns the AFC until further notice. Just like Brady did, Mahomes is. And every time Mahomes is in the Super Bowl, he will be on this number 1 list until someone can dethrone him. So there you go. Number 10 all the way to number 1. Here it is. 10, Brandon Aiyuk. 9, Trent McDuffy. 8, George Kittle. 7, Fred Warner. 6, Chris Jones. 5, Trent Williams. 4, Nick Bosa. 3, Travis Kelce. 2, Christian McCaffrey. And number 1, Patrick Mahomes. That's my top 10 in this year's Super Bowl. Let me know what you guys think. Comment your top 10 in the comments. And let me know what you think about my list. And let me know what your list is. And as always, I will see you guys next time.